Assalamu alaikum students. I hope all of you are fine and in the best of your health. Please take care of yourself and your families as well. Class, again we are going to start our next topic from your first chapter. The chapter number 1 is Ideological Basis of Pakistan, and the topic that we are going to start today is the ideology of Pakistan and Allama Iqbal. Okay students, before moving to our today's topic, that was the ideology of Pakistan and Allama Iqbal. In my previous lecture, I forgot to make you mark the two short questions that were related to your previous topic, that was the two-nation theory. So please kindly, firstly all of you, please open the page number 18 of your books, and we have to mark the two short questions that were related to our previous topic.
Created with free version for non-commercial use.
Please follow my instructions, all of you. Kindly, all of you, please start focusing on my instructions and follow the instructions. Please open the page number 18 of your books. On page number 18, there is a short question number 9 and 13. Firstly, we are going to deal with short question number 9. I am reading the short question number 9. What is meant by two-nation theory in the historical perspective of the subcontinent? Again, I am repeating the short question number 9. What is meant by two-nation theory in the historical perspective of subcontinent? And its answer is on page number 9. Please open the page number 9 of your books. Page number 9, third last line of page number 9, third last line of page number 9. I am reading the answer. Please start marking the answer of this question. Its answer is, in the perspective of subcontinent, two-nation theory means that two major nations, the Muslims and the Hindus,
created
were
with free version for non-commercial use.
were entirely different from each other in their religious ideas, the way of living, and the collective thinking. Their basic principles and the way of living are so different that despite living together for centuries, they could not intermingle with each other. The Indian Muslims fought the war of freedom on the basis of two-nation theory, and after accepting this theory as a historical fact, two separate states, Pakistan and India, came into existence. This theory is the basis of ideology of Pakistan. This full paragraph is the answer of question number 9. Okay, now question number 13. Again, open the page number 18 of your book. On page number 18, there is a short question number 13. When did Chaudhry Rahmat Ali propose the word Pakistan? I am repeating the question number 13. When did Chaudhry Rahmat Ali propose the word Pakistan? Its answer is on page number 10. Please open the page number 10 of your book. Page number 10, second last line. I am reading the answer
created
of this
with
question.
Free version for non-commercial use.
The answer. Highlight the answer on your books, please. Its answer is page number 10, second last line. Its answer is, in January 1933, during his stay at England, Chaudhry Rahmat Ali, along with some of his friends, published a pamphlet named Now or Never. It was also distributed among Indian politicians. In this pamphlet, the name of the separate state for the Muslims was proposed as Pakistan. This whole paragraph is the answer of question number 13. I hope all of you have marked your questions very vigilantly with your markers and with your highlighters. The ideology of Pakistan and Allama Iqbal. Glossary is over here. Some difficult words from this topic are written over here. I am going to read the word and going to explain you its meaning. The first word is narrow-mindedness. The first word is narrow-mindedness.
Created with free version for non-commercial use.
A state of mind in which person is not willing to consider alternative ideas, perspectives, or thoughts. Narrow-mindedness is a state of mind in which a man is not ready for a change. A certain man or people do not want to get change in their life or in their mindset. That is known as narrow-mindedness. Second word is biased. Biased means unfair or unjust. Third word is consolidated. Consolidated means to combine things into single and more effective way. Consolidated words come from the word solid. Solid is anything that occupies space and has matter. Consolidated means to combine the things into a single and a more effective way. Then we are having the fourth word, that is destiny. Destiny means fortune. Centralization. Centralization means the action or process of bringing activities together
Created with
in
free
one
version for
place.
non-commercial use.
Centralization means to do all the activities under the one roof in just one place. That means centralization. The next word is asserted. Asserted means declared, to announce something. Some other words. Professing. Professing means to claim something. Reverence. Reverence means to show deep respect for someone or something. Reverence means to show respect for something or someone. Utmost. Utmost means maximum, your full output. Presume. Presume means the word presume means assume. Distinctive. Distinctive is a very simple word and an easy word. I think so. It's easy for all of you. Distinctive means unique, separate. And idols. Idols means image. These are the typical words of this topic.
Created with free version for non-commercial use.
And students, all of you, please mark these all words on your book. And please write down their meanings on your book, as it will be easy for all of you to memorize these words and to learn these words. I hope all of you will mark these words on your book, underline these words on your book, highlight these words on your books, and please write down their meanings as well. Okay, now moving towards the main topic, the ideology of Pakistan and Allama Iqbal. You know that we all have to make the headings in this question, in our previous question. In this question, we have to make the headings as well. So please, pen in your hands, follow my instructions, open the page number 11 of your book. Page number 11, you can see the heading of Ideology of Pakistan and Allama Iqbal. You have to firstly write the heading of Introduction. I am reading the first line of the paragraph, so it will be easy for you to recognize the paragraph. And please, on that paragraph, write down the heading of
Created
Introduction.
with free version for non-commercial use.
Book. Allama Iqbal gave the Muslims an idea of separate state. Through his poetry, he awakened the Muslims. In our previous topic of two-nation theory, we find out that Sayyid Ahmad Khan, Allama Iqbal, Quaid-e-Azam, these all people were the firm advocate of two-nation theory. So Sayyid Ahmad Khan was the first person who used the term two-nation theory. And you know, Allama Iqbal was the first person who gave the idea of a separate state for the Muslims. He awakened the Muslims through his poetry. And we all know this, that Allama Iqbal is the national poet of Pakistan, and through his poetry, he awakened the Muslims. Allama Iqbal awakened the Muslims through his poetry. He was the first person who used the concept of, who gave the idea of a separate state for the Muslims. In the start, Allama Iqbal was in the favor of Hindu-Muslim unity. He thought that Muslims and Hindus can live unitedly in subcontinent. But after some time, due
Created
to the
with free version for non-commercial use.
Allama Iqbal was forced to think for a separate state for the Muslims. Now, what was the biased attitudes of the Hindus? Hindus always thought that they are superior to the Muslims. They never wanted Muslims to be equivalent to them. Hindus always thought that their religion, their way of living, their culture, their language, their philosophy, each and everything is superior than Muslims. They never wanted Muslims to get the good jobs. They always wanted themselves to be superior than Muslims. And due to this biased attitude of Hindus, Allama Iqbal thought that now there is a need to make a separate state for the Muslims, where the Muslims can live their life according to their religion, Islam. Now moving towards the next page, please open the page number 12 of your books. On page number 12, on the first line, please write down the heading. Your second heading of this question is Allama Iqbal Presidential Address 1930. I am reading the first line of the paragraph.
Created with free version for non-commercial use.
Please look at your books, page number 12, first line. In his famous presidential address at Allahabad in 1930, he demanded a separate state for the Muslims. Over here, please write down the heading of Allama Iqbal Presidential Address 1930. Now we are going to discuss the famous quote of Allama Iqbal. He gave his presidential address in 1930. You can please look at your books. On your books, I am reading the quote from the book. Please look at your books. He said, "The formation of a consolidated Northwest Indian Muslim state appears to me the final destiny of the Muslims, at least of Northwest India. The life of Islam as a cultural force in this living country very largely depends on its centralization in a specified territory. I therefore demand the formation of a consolidated Muslim state in the best interests of India and Islam. What the Allama Iqbal is saying over here, he is saying that there is a need to form
Created with free version for non-commercial use.
Of a consolidated Northwest Indian Muslim state appears to me the final destiny of the Muslims, at least of Northwest of India. He says that I think that now there is a need to consolidate, to combine the Indian Muslims of Northwest. He was of this point of view that there is a need to combine the Northwest Indian Muslim states, which he thinks that it's the final destiny, final fortune of the Muslims, that there is a need to combine the Muslims, to combine the states of Northwest India. Again, please look on your books. It is written in his quote that the life of Islam as a cultural force in this living country very largely depends on its centralization in a specified territory. What do he mean? He means that the people can only live their life according to Islam if they are centralized in a specified territory. He was of this point of view that there is a need to combine the Muslims. He says that
created with free version for non-commercial use
and according to their religion Islam, if they are consolidated, if they find a certain place where they can live their life. For example, you can see the example from your daily life that what is a mosque? Mosque is a place where we usually go 5 times a day, where we go and we offer, all Muslims over there go and they offer a prayer. That is a consolidated place. That is a certain place where the Muslims are allowed that they can go and they can offer their namaz. Same is the case, we can take this example that over here, Allama Iqbal of this point of view that Muslims need a place, Muslims need a consolidated specific territory where the Muslims can live their life according to the Islam. And in last he says that therefore I demand for the formation, for the making of a consolidated, a separate Muslim state. Therefore, he demands for a separate Muslim state where the Muslims can live their life according to the Islam. And he thinks that it's necessary to make a separate state for the Muslims.
Created with free version for non-commercial use.
A good thing. It's going to be a best interest. It's going to be a very good thing for India and for the Islam. Why it's going to be a good thing for India and Islam to make a separate state? He was of this point of view that it is necessary for the Muslims to have a separate state so that Muslims can live their life according to the Islam. Muslims are going to be happy because they are going to have their own country where they can live their life according to the Islam. And similarly, Hindus are also going to remain happy because they are going to have their own separate states where they can live their life according to their religion and Muslims can live their life according to their religion. So there is a need to make a separate states for the Muslims. We have to mark one short question again. Please look at your books, page number 18. Open the book exercise of your this chapter, page number 18. On page number 18, there is a short question number 11. Again, I am repeating my instructions. Open the page number 18 of your book. On page number 18, there is a short question number 11. I am reading the question. What did
created
Allama
with
Iqbal
free
mention
version for non-commercial use?
Address? What did Allama Iqbal mention in his famous Allahabad address? Its answer is on page number 12. Please open the page number 12 of your books. I am going to read the whole answer and you have to mark this full answer. Highlight the answer on your book, please, and you all have to learn these short questions as well. Please look at the page number 12 of your book. I am reading the answer of short question number 11. Please start marking it. The answer is, in his famous presidential address at Allahabad in 1930, he demanded a separate state for the Muslims so that they might lead their lives in accordance with their religions and their culture. He said, the formation of a consolidated Northwest Indian Muslim state appears to me the final destiny of the Muslims, at least of Northwest India. The life of Islam as a cultural force in this living country very largely depends on its centralization in a specified territory. I therefore demand the formation of a consolidated Muslim state in the best interest of India and Islam.
Created with free version for non-commercial use.
Number 11. I hope all of you have marked it vigilantly on your books. Moving to the other paragraph. On the other paragraph, firstly, please write down the heading of Allama Iqbal demand for separate state. I am reading the first line of the paragraph, so it will be easy for all of you again. Please look at your books. Allama Muhammad Iqbal asserted that the Hindus and Muslims could not live together in a country. On this paragraph, please write down the heading of Allama Iqbal demand for a separate state. Now over here, what the Allama Iqbal is saying. Allama Iqbal is saying, Allama Iqbal asserted, Allama Iqbal declared that Hindus and Muslims could not live together in a one state, in a one country. Both Hindus and Muslims need a separate country. And he was of this point of view that sooner or later Muslims would succeed in getting their own separate homeland. Because now he was of this point of view that Muslims need a separate homeland, and there is a need for a separate homeland because Muslims' religion is totally different from the Hindus' one. And he says that Islam is a complete system, complete code of life for the Muslims. And in subcontinent, only one nation can live in the subcontinent. So it is necessary that the subcontinent should be divided into two states, one for the Hindus and one for the Muslims. Allama Muhammad Iqbal said clearly, please look at your books. I am going to read a quote from your books and then we are going to explain that quote. India is a continent of human groups belonging to different races, speaking different languages and professing different religions. It was the prime duty of all civilized nations to show utmost regard and reverence for the religious principles, culture and social values of other nations. Moving towards the explanation of this quote, what Allama Iqbal is saying over here. This is a very simple quote. Allama Iqbal is of this point of view that India is a continent. India is such a continent, is such a place where the human groups, where the people of different groups are living, and these people belongs to the different races. They speak different languages and they practice different religions. Over here, the word professing is used. Professing means practice. Please underline the word professing and write down its meanings. Practice. What the Allama Iqbal is saying? Allama Iqbal is saying that India is a continent where the people of different races, where the people are living who belongs to the different races, they speak different languages and they practice different religion. And he says that it is the prime duty, it is the most important duty of all the civilized nation, of all the people to show utmost, to show maximum regard and maximum respect. Reverence means respect. To show maximum regard and maximum respect for the religions, principles, cultural and social values of others' nations. What he is saying? He is saying that it is very important that the people who are living in subcontinent. He says that different people of different religion are living in the subcontinent, and now it is very important duty of all the civilized nation to show regard and respect to the other people, to the religion of other people, to the culture of other people, and to the principles of other people. So it means that India is in simple words, we can say that India is a continent, India is a group of places where the people of different languages are living. If we take the example of a country, in Pakistan, people are living and most of the people over here are Muslims. We speak same language, we have the same culture, we have the same philosophy, we have the same basic ways of life. There is a less minority in Pakistan, but majority there are Muslims in Pakistan. But in India, Allama Iqbal is saying that over here, different people are living, not belong to the one nation. Different people are living who are having the different culture, different religion and different races. So these people should show utmost regard, means maximum regard and maximum respect to the principles, to the religion, to the culture, to the civilization of the other nation. There is a need to make one additional question now. Please write down the question. According to Allama Iqbal, what type of continent India was? Its answer is on page number 12. I am reading the answer. The answer is written in red ink on your books. Please mark the answer. India is a continent of human groups belonging to different races, speaking different languages and professing different religions. Professing means practicing. It was the prime duty of all civilized nations to show utmost regard. Utmost means maximum regard and reverence. Reverence means respect for the religions, principles, cultural and social values of other nations. Coming to the next paragraph, please write down the heading of basis of Muslim Millat. I am reading the paragraph from your book.
For non-commercial use.
Here you have to write this heading of basis of Muslim Millat. Please open the page number 12 of your books, third last line. Allama Iqbal was of the view that the Muslims due to Islam form a millat and their power and strength depends only on Islam. On this paragraph, write down the heading of basis of Muslim millat. Allama Iqbal was of this point of view that the Muslims, wherever they are living in any part of the world, they form a millat. Millat means they are forming a nation, and the Muslim nation is strengthened by the force of Islam, because all the Muslims are the followers of Islam. We believe in Allah, we believe in the oneness of Allah, we believe that Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the last prophet. So we are forming a Muslim millat, and our millat is strengthened by the force of Islam. Then he awakened the Muslims, and in his poetry he presented the concept of basis of Muslim millat. One verse is written on your book, Allama Iqbal's poetry verse. I am going to read it and then I am going to explain it. Please look at your books. अपनी मिल्लत पे कैसे अक़वाम मग़रिब ना कर, खास है तरकीब में कौम रसूल हाशमी. उनकी जमीयत का है मुल्क व नसब पे इन्हिसार, कुव्वत मजहब से मुस्तकिम है जमीयत तेरी. Okay जी, now moving towards the explanation of this verse. अपनी मिल्लत पे कैसे अक़वाम मग़रिब ना कर. What do he mean by this? He is saying that don't assume your nation like the nation of the West. Maghrib means West. अपनी मिल्लत पे कैसे अक़वाम मग़रिब ना कर. Don't presume your nation like the nation of the West. खास है तरकीब में कौम रसूल हाशमी. The people who believe in Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam have distinctive formation as a nation. He is saying that the people who believe in Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they have some unique formation. They have something new, something unique in their formation. उनकी जमीयत का है मुल्क व नसब पे इन्हिसार. They are talking about Western community. He says that the Western community is depending upon the territorial and racial basis. Mulk व nasab, mulk means territory, nasab means race means nasab. उनकी जमीयत का है मुल्क व नसब पे इन्हिसार. Their territory, their Western community is depending upon two things. Western community is depending upon territory and racial basis. Whereas कुव्वत मजहब से मुस्तकिम है जमीयत तेरी. Whereas the Muslim community is strengthened by the force of the religion. Again, I am repeating this. अपनी मिल्लत पे कैसे अक़वाम मग़रिब ना कर. Don't assume your nation like the nation of the West. खास है तरकीब में कौम रसूल हाशमी. The people who believe in Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they have some distinctive formation. They have some unique formation. They have something
created
unique
with free version for non-commercial use.
उनकी जमीयत का है मुल्क व नसब पे इन्हिसार. The Western community is depending upon two things. What are the two things? Racial and territorial basis. Whereas कुव्वत मजहब से मुस्तकिम है जमीयत तेरी. Islamic community is strengthened by the force of Islam. I hope this verse is clear to all of you. Again, there is one book exercise question. Please move on the page number 18 of your books. Please open the page number 18 of your books. On page number 18, there is question number 6. Again, I am repeating. Open the page number 18 of your books. On page number 18, there is a question number 6. I am reading the question. What did Allama Iqbal say about foundation of Muslim millat? What did Allama Iqbal say about foundation of Muslim millat? And its answer is on page number 12. Now come again back to page number 12. On page number 12, I am going to read the answer.
Created
and
with
you have
free
to mark
version
the
for
answer.
non-commercial use.
Page number 12, third last line. From here you are going to start the answer. Allama Iqbal was of the view that Muslims due to Islam form millat and their power and strength depends only on Islam. In his poetry he presented the concept of the basis of Muslim millat. अपनी मिल्लत पे कैसे अक़वाम मग़रिब न कर, खास है तरकीब में कौम रसूल हाशमी. उनकी जमीयत का है मुल्क व नसब पे इन्हिसार, कुव्वत मजहब से मुस्तकिम है जमीयत तेरी. Don't presume that your nation is like the nation of the West. The people who believe in Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam have distinctive formation of the nation. The Western community depends upon territorial and racial basis, whereas your Islamic community is strengthened by the force of the religion. This is the full complete answer of this question, and you have to write this Urdu poetry in this question. So this is the answer of your question. I hope all of you have marked this answer on your book. The next heading is Allama Iqbal Advices.
Created with free version for non-commercial use.
You have to write down the heading of Allama Iqbal Advices. I am reading the first line. There are 3 advices on your book. 3 bullets are given on page number 13. On the first bullet, you have to give the heading of Allama Iqbal Advices. The first advice is, he advised the Muslims to adopt every aspect of religion and to break the idols of color and creed. Idols means images. And creed means belief. Please write down the meaning of creed. Creed means belief. Idols means images. His first advice to the Muslim is that we have to adopt every aspect of our religion, that we have to follow each and everything that is given in our religion. We have to become a proper Muslim. We have to become a Muslim who is following the every order, who is following the every aspect of their religion. And in this religion, Islam, we have to follow which thing? We have to make our lives in accordance with the teachings of Quran and the Sunnah.
Created with free version for non-commercial use.
Is giving us this advice. The first advice of Allama Iqbal is that we have to live our life and we have to adopt every aspect of our religion. We have to live our lives according to the religion Islam, according to the Sunnah, according to the Quran part. And he says that we have to break the idols of color and creed. By this, he means that we have to break the idols of color and creed. It means that we have to stop making the differences between the people on the basis of their color and on the basis of their beliefs. He says that we all are Muslims. We all should follow the religion Islam. We all should follow whatsoever is written in Quran, whatsoever our Prophet, Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, says to us. And we have to stop making the differences between the Muslims and between the people on the basis of their color and on the basis of their beliefs. The second advice, I am reading from the book. Please look at your books.
Created with free version for non-commercial use.
Break the idols of color and creed and absorb yourself into one nation. So Turani, Irani or Afghani regional statuses of the Muslims may lose their existence. What the Allama Iqbal is saying? Allama Iqbal is saying that you have to break the idols of color and creed. Just break the images of color. Just stop making the differences on the basis of color and your beliefs. All people have to just become a one nation and stop making differences on the basis of colors and your belief. Just become a one nation and lose your existence. Lose your existence as if you are Irani, Turani or Afghani. Means that you have to just, in simple words, we can say that Allama Iqbal is saying that you have to stop making the differences between the people on the basis of their color and belief, and
created with free version for non-commercial use.
Become a one nation. That is that you all have to just become a Pakistani and stop making your differences. Stop saying this thing that we are Punjabi, we are Balochi, we are Pakhtuns, we are Sindhi. You have to lose your existence like this. You have to just become one nation and you have to just say that we all are Pakistani. And the last advice of Allama Iqbal, I am reading from the book. He considered that all the Muslims living in any part of the world would form one millat. Therefore, he gave the messages to the Muslims living from the shore of Nile to the land of Kashgar to be united for the protection of Haram. एक हो मुस्लिम हरम की पासबानी के लिए नील के साहिर से लेके ताबखाक का शजर. Okay, moving towards the third advice. In this third advice, Allama Iqbal is saying that Allama Iqbal considered that the Muslims, wherever they are living in any part of the world, the Muslims are living in any part of the world.
Created with free version for non-commercial use.
Wherever the Muslims are living, they formed a one millat. And he gave message to the Muslims living from the shore of Nile to the Kashgar that you all have to unite for the protection of the Haram. And he gave this message to his poetry. There is a verse, एक हो मुस्लिम हरम की पासबानी के लिए नील के साहिर से लेके ताबखाक का शजर. Firstly, I want to tell you one thing, that the Nile River begins in Ethiopia and it flows into Sudan. It is in the southeast. Whereas the Kashgar is a place that is in the west of China and it is near the border of Afghanistan. Nile is in Sudan It is in the southeast, and it starts from the Ethiopia. And Kashgar is a place that is near in the west of the China, and it is near the Afghanistan. And the distance between Nile, and if we calculate the distance between Nile, from Nile to Kashgar, it is almost about 4,374 kilometers. It's a very long distance. And over here, Allama Iqbal is saying that all the Muslims, wherever they are living, they have to form just one millat. And over here, he gave the example, he focused that the people, the Muslims who are living in Nile, from Nile till Kashgar, means all the Muslims from Nile till Kashgar, they all have to just get united for the protection of Haram. Haram means Khana Kaaba. Ek ho Muslim Haram ki pasbani ke liye. All the Muslims should become one, should become united for the pasbani means for the protection. All the Muslims should get united for the protection of Haram. Haram means Khana Kaaba. Nil ke sahel se leke tabakha ka shajar. From where? From the shore of Nile till the land of Kashgar, all the Muslims should get united and they should
Created with free version for
millat.
non-commercial use.
Okay, ji. Now, once again, you have to make one additional question. Please write down the question on these 3 advices. The question is, write down 3 advices given to Muslims by Allama Iqbal. I'm repeating the question. Write down 3 advices given to Muslims by Allama Iqbal. Its answer is on page number 13. I am reading the answer. You have to mark the answer. Number 1, advice, start from there. He advised the Muslim to adopt every aspect of religion and to break the idols of color and creed. बताने रंगो बूत को तोड़ के मिल्लत में गुम हो जा, ना तुरानी बह रहे बाकी, ना ईरानी ना अफगानी. Break the idols of color and creed and absorb yourself into one nation so Turani, Irani or Afghani may lose their existence. He considered that all the Muslims living in any part of the world form one millat. Therefore, he gave the message to the Muslims living from the shore of Nile to the land of Kashgar to be united for the protection of the
Created with free version for non-commercial use.
Topic. That was the ideology of Pakistan and Allama Iqbal. I hope this topic is clear to all of you. Again, we have to mark our book exercise, long questions. Please follow the instructions again. Please open the page number 18 of your books. Open the page number 18 of your books. Over here, you are having the long question number 7. I am reading the long question number 7. Describe the ideology of Pakistan in the light of the pronouncement of Allama Iqbal. Describe the ideology of Pakistan in the light of the pronouncement of Allama Iqbal. And its answer is from page number 11 to page number 13. Again, it means that you have to start this question from page number 11, the ideology of Pakistan and Allama Iqbal, and then you have to end this question on page number 13, where your advices, the last topic is the advices of Allama Iqbal. The whole topic that we have discussed in this lecture, this is the answer of this question. And please, students, you have to make proper headings on your books. So when you are going to write this question in your boards, it's going to give a very good impression to your examiner when we are going to write the question in a very good manner with the proper headings. All of you, please write the headings. And please, students, all of you, start learning these all lectures, start learning these all questions that we are marking on our books. Thank you so much to all of you.
Created with free version for non-commercial use.